All right. Lot of requests for me to talk about this show, but first I do want to thank the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by AMC Plus and their Epic World. Shows like season 10 of The Walking Dead and The Talking Dead, if you're one of the ones out there who likes hearing the creative process, likes hearing the interviews with the cast. I do. I love that stuff. You know me, I love Halloween. I love the season. I love the Halloween spirit. Last October, for the entire month, I just did horror movie reviews. Anything to keep the spirit alive, and some of you may say, nay, Jeremy, Halloween is 6 months behind us. This is madness. To me, that's just an interesting way of saying we are now halfway to Halloween. And since it's Shudder's halfway to Halloween celebrating that fact, you can also celebrate with Shudder's Creepshow. Because just because we binge Halloween movies on that season doesn't mean we can't keep it alive the other 364. So click the link below, get your 7-day free trial, and join me in keeping the Halloween spirit alive year round. And thank you once again to AMC Plus for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it. All right, now talking about the much requested Invincible. Couple things, this is a spoiler-free review, so no spoilers in this video, which means I'm gonna have to tread lightly. I'm gonna navigate this video not spoiling anything, which might disappoint some of you. I feel like some people out there want to hear me talk about Invincible in that spoiler capacity. But the video's not gonna be that, because part of the joy of Invincible is not knowing, which also means if you don't know Invincible, haven't read Invincible, haven't watched Invincible, though as I'm describing it, it might sound a bit generic, but it's not as generic in its execution as it might come across in my video. You just know that. So setting it up, Invincible is an animated superhero series. It's on Amazon Prime, based off of the graphic novels written by Robert Kirkman, who wrote the Walking Dead graphic novels. And you definitely see that. This is very Kirkman style, which I appreciate the fact that it does feel like his style. I also love the fact that he worked very closely with this series in getting it made. There are two kinds of writers out there. Writers where when their things are adapted, they're like, if I don't work closely with this, it's not actually going to do it justice. Then there's Alan Moore out there who's like, they made an adaptation of that? I haven't given a fuck since League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I just don't know what to say. Two very different mindsets, but I get both of them. But the world of Invincible takes place in a world where superheroes are out there. People have superpowers, and some are superheroes. It follows Mark Grayson, whose father is Omni-Man, who's pretty much this world's Superman, who's like, I need to make this world a better place. And right there, this is why I get the mindset of like, this seems very familiar. Because when I was watching this, I was like, this seems like someone made The Boys again. Like, oh, The Boys, it's this adult take on the superhero tropes. And okay, you even have your Justice League characters in here. You have the Fast character, you have the Water character, you have the Wonder Woman character, you have the Superman character. But that is not giving this series its due credit, though that's probably going to be the response of a lot of people when you first start the first episode. But this show does a very good job at being its own thing, carving its own path in the world of entertainment. This video is already very jumpy because I need to go back to Mark Grayson. As it's following him, he finally gets his superpowers and becomes a superhero. Dun, 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 which it does in every episode. Someone, before they say the word Invincible, it cuts to title of Invincible. With the amazing detail that a new blood spatter comes on the screen every time, but the old one stays, so by the end, yeah. And top-notch voice acting. At first, I mean, J.K. Simmons being Omni-Man, that's the one you recognize right out the gate. And he's amazing in the show because J.K. Simmons is a very complex voice actor and actor. Everything that he needs to be in this show, J.K. Simmons is the perfect casting for Omni-Man. But Stephen Yeun plays Mark Grayson, who, I mean, he's at the front and center of the show. It's his show. It's his complex life that we're dealing with here. He's a great actor. We all know it. He's also very likable. Also some great support characters in Invincible. Not going to go into too much detail. If I do a spoiler video, I will. But Cecil and Robot were among my favorites. The reason I wanted to talk about this show is because after watching it, I was met with the feeling of, I ingest a lot of entertainment out there. You might too. I don't know. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, I just like watching jump cut of YouTube people with red backgrounds. If so, bless you. But odds are, we've seen a lot of stuff, a lot of superhero stuff, because a lot of things are superhero stuff now. Superhero movies, superhero shows, superhero spin-offs, superhero comedies that aren't good. Everyone trying to capitalize on the superhero thing. So if a superhero series comes around, it makes me go, oh, that was something special. I want to talk about it. I mean, yeah, this show deals with a teenage superhero getting his superpowers, figuring it out, becoming a superhero for the first time, balancing his dating life and his superhero life. It just sounds like things you've heard and seen before. But it's the detail of the show that I really loved. Whether it's the detail of the animation, which is amazing, by the way. Every hit you feel, every splatter of blood you taste, that's in tandem with the animation and the sound design, but it's also the attention to detail that is the building blocks of the world itself. One of which was there's this demon investigator, because there's this investigative element here trying to figure out, all right, what's going on and why. So you have this demon investigator, which is also the Hellboy-ish character. But you know the tales, if there's a haunted house, if there's an evil presence, a demon in the room, it gets cold. So there's a scene where someone's talking, you start seeing his breath, and he's like, give me the room. And then everyone has to leave. He's like, all right, what's up? And then demon appears. It's just a neat detail rather than just having the demon show up and like, hey, I'm here now. Every action has a reaction. The demon being there would make the room cold, but the room would get cold before the demon shows himself. Also, there's a fight someone gets into where someone tries to gouge their eyes out with their thumbs. So for the entirety of the next episode, dude's eyes are just bloodshot and pink. Now, most shows would be like, yeah, his eyes will be bloodshot and pink, maybe for the rest of the episode, maybe. Definitely for the next scene after that, but it's like they'll just end up forgetting that it ever happened. Oh, today's a new day because the episode's a new episode, but to the characters in the world, it's not a new day. So for that next episode, eyes should be bloodshot and pink. And in this show, they are. I don't know why I appreciated that so much, but it's just that kind of attention to detail that I would hope I had. Also, I talk about splatting of blood and sound design, and yeah, the show's very violent, but it's not gratuitous. There's a difference between hyper-violent and gratuity. I thought the violence in the show always served a purpose. For the most part, shocking, yes, but it was effectively shocking in that my jaw just hit the floor kind of way. Whether it's effectively shocking you or shocking characters in the story, because you are not the characters in the story. Shocking you doesn't mean they get shocked. Them getting shocked doesn't mean you're shocked. A show, movie, video game, any form of entertainment that's telling a story has to differentiate those two elements. And this show does a good job at keeping you both in the loop and keeping you both on your toes. Whether it be shocking you, shocking the characters, or using the violence to lend perspective. There were more than a few times in Invincible where if the show wasn't as violent as it was, the point wouldn't have been hit home as it was. It's a very real technique, and Invincible does it, I don't want to say flawlessly, but I might very well say flawlessly. Also, the show's really darkly funny. You know, I mean, it's funny in a way that's not a comedy. You know what I mean? I have to explain it, because if I'm saying, oh yeah, the superhero movie or show also was funny, then it just sounds like, oh, you mean they turned it into a comedy? Not that. I guess what I'm trying to say is the show has very good timing. When it comes to a fight, maybe someone gets hit, when it goes from smooth animation to that one frame, pow, someone just hits a building like that, like in a microsecond. Good timing. Also good timing in the dialogue, which the animation feeds into. Guys, in the end, Invincible is incredible. On the surface, it's an awesome kick-ass superhero ride. The fights are exciting, the animation's top-notch. But that's just the icing on the cake. Deep down, it is great, grade A, solid, relatable, interesting character storytelling. The stakes are enormous, the choices are heavy, and the violence is so amazingly unhinged. I'm only showing you select scenes in this video from about half of the trailer. I say give this a shot. If you have that feeling of like, everything's superheroes down, it's all superheroes and spin-off of superheroes, I've seen enough superhero stuff. Watch at least the first episode. And if by the end of that first episode, you're not like, I'm interested in watching more, I guess it won't grab you. But if it does grab you, that's why. Watch the first episode. All right, so Invincible, have you seen it? What? Well, wait a minute. Usually I'd say comment below, let me know, in which case people who haven't seen it are gonna go down to the comment section and be like, I haven't seen it, and then they're gonna see spoilers. I promise you, they're gonna be spoilers in the comment section. So if you haven't seen the show, just stay away from the comment section, like at all costs. However, comments in a comment section do help a YouTube video get circulation. So if you wanna dip down to the comment section, comment something like that, then bounce. You'd be really helping my video out in terms of the algorithm. But as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.